Hi, my name is Brooke Dixon. I'm going to be doing Module 2 with you guys today. This is going to be based off an article that we read, Instructional Design Principles for 21st Century Learning Skills. The reason why I chose this picture to start off with is just because I feel like a classroom is full of technology, it's full of collaborating, and it's full of students working together. So I feel like that made the most sense, and I feel like this is a good representation of a 21st century classroom. The three main subtitles and what they mean to me: information and communication skills, problem solving skills, interpersonal and self directional skills. Each one of these are really important, and I feel like this is a good way to summarize that would be describing the first component as a good way to include communication. Within a classroom, kids are going to be working together, they're going to be collaborating, they're going to be integrating different things. So I just feel like, overall, as a teacher, making sure that, with your class, that you go ahead and explain everything in a way that they understand and being able to use different communication styles, not just paper and pencil. Problem solving, I think that this is another good thing. I feel like this is a way that students are able to work together, think critically, they're bouncing ideas off of each other, they're collaborating, they're working together, they're analyzing. That's something that's important to use in any classroom, not just a math or science classroom. I feel like every classroom can just include that problem solving. And then the interpersonal and self-directional skills, I just feel like this is just holding yourself accountable, making sure that as a student you keep that collaboration skills. I know a lot of times you can get caught behind a computer screen and then you forget how to, continue to work on those skills. So as a teacher, it's important to make sure that your students are working on that collaboration, working together, holding each other responsible. And I feel like this picture is a good representation of these three little boys. They're working together, they're using that technology, and it looks like they're doing a pretty good job of collaborating. It looks like everybody's working together, everybody's involved. What is postmodernization? Postmodernism. The definition that I found on the article is thinking that can be described as a, critique or distrust of big stories meant to explain everything. This includes grand theories of science and myths in our religions, nations, cultures, and professions that serve to explain why things are the way they are. For the key features, you can read those: commitment to plurality of perspectives, meanings, methods, values, everything, a search for and appreciation of double meanings and alternative interpretations, many of them ironic and unintended. So all of those key features there. This video can only be 5 minutes, so I'm trying to get through it. But basically, I chose this picture of this man scratching his head because nobody really has a true definition of what this is. There tends to be several different ways to define this, and it's impossible to strictly define or understand the way the world is. Today's students are no longer the people of our educational system, and they were designed. Today's students are no longer the people of our educational system was designed to teach. Basically, what it's saying is that things have changed. People are different. Today's students represent the first generations to grow up with the new digital technologies, computers, video games, cell phones. The instructional designers have had to redesign their courses to be more student-centered and interactive, and educators at almost every level have focused on improving students' high-level thinking skills and technology. I feel like this is so important because it's basically saying that things are not the same. Things have changed, and we have to change with them. We're used to, well, not necessarily me. I'm actually fortunate enough to be like right in the middle. At the beginning, I used to do hand, paper, pencils, written things, but then technology started coming around at the end. So as a teacher, you have to be able to adapt, be flexible, and understand that your kids are more focused on technology. And so this shows that in this picture, this teacher is using technology to explain to their student. They might be a little bit older, not too old, but they might be a little bit older, but they're able to adapt and be flexible and work with their students in different ways. In this picture, we must change the way we do things. I chose this picture because technically in a classroom, you see a cell phone, you think that's a big deal, you think that's incorrect. This picture has a cell phone in it because as a teacher, you can understand that you can incorporate those cell phones. Students try to sneak and be on cell phones anyway, so now why not include it to be in a classroom? We need to teach more than just core subjects, ensure that students are collaborating and incorporating that technology in the classroom, and understand that there are several workable solutions. There is not just one set way of doing something. As a teacher, in your class, you need to make sure that that collaboration is going on. It's important to do in a classroom, and we can't just get stuck on that math, reading, science thing. You got to be able to include other things in your classroom so students can also excel in other levels, robotics, other things. Times are changing. But yeah, so thank you so much for coming. Sorry I rushed through that. I will try to get in under 5 minutes, but I hope you understand everything I was saying. And thank you. Have a good night.